Hey guys, so as you might be able to hear from the background noise, I was walking on the beach near the way I grew up. I was in bed most of the day, but I came down to, I love the beach, so I came down before the sunset so I could have a little walk, but I mistimed it and I'm walking in the dark. Funny, I always say I make videos in the dark in Tanzania because I'm busy during the day. It's one of my first videos in England and it's dark again. So I had good news and sad news today. And I'll start with sad news. I think it's a good note, I guess. But one of my dogs died this morning. He's only 6 months old. His name's Moran, which is a Maasai for warrior, named by one of the children, of course. And it seems Moran in the night had a fight with a snake or a spider, we don't know which. And he died. He lost his life. And it hasn't quite hit me or sank in with me yet. Because I'm not there, I guess, so it hasn't quite hit home, you know. But it's brought up the question because I always say this, and people say that, some people say you're mad for saying I talk to angels, and I do talk to angels. Just because people can't understand that. Well, it's because they don't look. As every text says, you're made in the image and likeness of God. So if you're too stubborn to seek God, then God's too stubborn to seek you in return, and he will leave you wandering and lost until you start to seek him. Until you put your trust in him. When you do, he'll gift you with various things. And one of the gifts I had was my ability to speak with angels and be guided by them. If you don't believe it, it's in following them that provided full-time education, medical care and housing for a great many of the 418 children we now support. So I will always listen to the angels because I never did anything in my life worthwhile until I did. The reason I mention that is that had I been there, on every other occasion when a deadly snake has come to our land, I come over very confused and agitated, and I end up walking to the place where the snake is. Some of my staff have not seen a snake in Tanzania. Ali, who works that land, said those snakes come to the land when I first got there. And I've since nearly been bitten by Africa's deadliest snake twice, and I've come face to face with a red spitting cobra, one of its rarest snakes, 3 times. But every time it's been because I felt a feeling of confusion and agitation, and then I would go to the area without reason to where the snakes were, and in doing so I would find them and I would avert the danger. They weren't there anymore. We'd get them off the land, you know. On some occasions the Maasai killed them, but in doing so none of my dogs died. And I believe we live in a reality of polarities of energy, or one energy with the same spectrum of positive and negative. We don't know any other energy in the world, electricity and so forth, that doesn't exist, magnetism, without a positive and a negative. It all has a positive and a negative. So life is exactly the same. The life force that is life, the consciousness that is reality, must have a positive and a negative based on the rules of our reality. And that negative energy does indeed sometimes control the life forms here. And had I been there, I can't help but wonder whether or not I'd have gone to the place again where the snake wasn't and averted the danger. But every time I've been there, it hasn't always happened. One of my dogs was bitten by a spider and nearly died 2 months ago, but he survived, so I can't say that for certain. But now everyone, naturally, because that's happened the first time away, everyone feels that that negative energy, or Satan as they would call it in Uchira, is prowling, because as I've gone and I'm not there. But I've asked the angels to guide them and to guard them. And they did. They woke Emmanuel up at 4 o'clock in the morning and he went outside because he heard the dogs making an unusual noise. But he must have just missed the snake. He didn't see it. The security guard never saw it. So to counteract this problem, we put an extra Maasai warrior down at the kennels. So the dogs will literally be guarded at night time as well now, in case any animals come, any wildlife comes and jeopardize the lives of any more of my 4-legged family. But I feel a bit, I don't know, I feel a bit emotionless regarding him because I haven't seen it, I think. So had I seen him, I know it'll hit me, but at the moment it hasn't quite hit me. Everything that's going on is just too much, I think. It's just not sank in properly yet that he's died. Poor little guy. So I did say there'd be good news as well, and there is good news. And that is Esther is, a week ago her body rejected all food except fruit. She could only digest fruit without vomiting. When I said that makes sense, when you're sick, your digestive system, this is why animals fast when they're sick, your digestive system uses a lot of energy. So if you eat high water content fruits that are easy to digest when you're sick, then of course your body's got less work to do digesting to access the energy it needs. And that's the same constantly throughout life, I believe. I see it, you know, I see it in raw vegans. They just look so much healthier and younger than people who are eating meat because their body's not spending any energy digesting stuff. It's just not doing that. So it's got more time to cleanse and to heal. So Esther's body rejected food except fruit, so she's been living on pineapple and oranges for a week. And 3 days ago, as you know, I had her at the hospital and they gave us an extra drug to go with her ARV because she couldn't stomach her ARVs. And the drug that they gave her, she stopped vomiting her medication. And today she's up and about with energy. So, which is a shock because before I left, Esther and I spent some time together and we really weren't too sure. We gave each other a hug and it very much felt like a hug goodbye, I think, to both of us, because we just weren't sure. But Esther's a very, very perceptive and godly woman, and she knows me, she knows how tired I've been, she sees things, and she's very wise. She's very wise. And she knew that I needed to come back to my family, and she wanted me to. And family's a big, big deal for Esther. A big deal. It's very important to her. And I'll give you an example actually. When I first ever left Tanzania, the video I made about where I met Wanyama down the road was this time. Esther gave me a bag of flour so as my parents could eat a meal that she had provided, so they could eat flour and water, and she'd provided that meal for them. And this is Esther all over. She cares deeply about family and about myself and my family included. So I spent time with her, as I say, and I said my goodbyes, but having heard what everyone's saying today, she's up and about with strength. She stopped vomiting. She's telling everyone she's got energy, and that she's feeling strong again. I know it. I feel it in my heart that there's a chance she's going to shock us and do a turnaround. I know Esther. She's been quiet this last week, and she would never say she has strength unless she actually gained her strength back. She would just keep quiet because she wouldn't want to provide any false hope to anybody. So Esther's on the mend slowly, first day. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but we have to stay hopeful and positive for her. So that's my first day back And that's my little update on Esther. And the sad news about my little man Moran, who I still, even speaking about it, I just feel like it just hasn't happened. It's so strange. But everything's feeling a bit strange for me at the moment. So I'm quite adapted. I can't handle the west just now. That's why I'm down the beach on my own for a walk. And I will be tomorrow as well, I suspect. Because I just can't handle the whole western intenseness of it all. I just don't want to see anyone that I know and have to stand and talk to them all about Tanzania, because I just don't have it in me at the moment. And I know that sounds really selfish, but it's just how I feel. Kind of cut off from everything at the moment. So, anyway, I'm going to head back up home, and I assure you, this habit of making videos in the dark will not continue in the UK. This has happened by accident. So, okay, much love guys.